If you're engaged in the sale of services like websites, search engine optimization, SEO, pay-per-click, all these kinds of related services that are, based upon developmental services, based upon the internet, right? Any of these kinds of services, you're involved in consultative selling, okay? You are in a consultative sales model. That is the model you're in. You could try to escape it 1,000 different ways and try to refute it 1,000 different ways. You're going to be wrong each and every time because it's the fact is that is what you're doing. And the reason for that is at the time of sale, the service does not exist yet, right? There's nothing that a person is buying. They're buying into you. They're buying into the promise of a good outcome. They are not buying something tangible that exists. And this is key and very important for you to understand. When you're selling something like a toaster, and that's something I'm famous for bringing up and using as an example, you have to sell the person on the fact that it's shiny, the fact that it works, and the fact that it'll make toast for them for a long time, right? They don't even have to like you. In fact, they could absolutely hate you, but they love the product and they buy anyway. That will never happen in this industry. It will never happen when you're trying to sell any of these digital services because the digital service has to be rendered for them, right? It's something that's being done for them. And if they don't trust you, if they don't think you're competent, confident, intelligent, if they don't think you care, if they don't think you understand them and their business, if they don't think you can get the job done, you are not making the sale. Consultative sales is not about hard closing people and arm twisting people into doing things. It's about winning people's trust and confidence. It's about guiding people to the right solution. And it's about reassuring people that you're the person for the job to get it done for them, that you can deliver upon promises. It's very much a process that is, in my experience, not high-strung, not fast-paced, and not high pressure. It's low-key, low pressure, but it's a process that requires you to do a lot of explaining. It requires you to do a lot of hand-holding, and it requires you to have a lot of not just empathy for your clients, but understanding of them and their business models. It's about marrying up their wants and needs with your technical services and making sure that they understand how the pieces fit and then making them fit for them. And of course, supporting them all along the way. When I sit down with a client, and I'll just draw two different scenarios for you. Let's say in one scenario, I'm going to sell you a water softener, right, for your home, right? I'm going to convince you, number one, that there's a massive problem. And then I'm going to basically bring you to a situation psychologically where you feel like, hey, it would be a good idea to make a decision and to fix this problem. And then I'm going to convince you the water softener that I have is the best machine for the job. And all you have to trust that I'm going to do is install it correctly and that it'll work. That's really it. It's pretty straightforward. It's A, B, C, D. It's a simple, 1, 2, 3 punch type of sale. And that's why it's a one-call close sale. When I sell you a website, I have to come to you, say you're a business owner, I have to come to you and I have to convince you that your website has this major problem, that the problem is imminent, that you're going to get not only a good website from me, but that you're going to get a clean implementation. I'm not going to waste a ton of your time. I'm going to deliver you something quality. The process isn't going to be difficult. I'm not going to do something that harms your reputation online. I have to convince you so many more nuanced things that it's really so many little things that ultimately what it boils down to is I have to convince you to trust me and let me do the job for you, because it's not something you can rip out of the house and throw away. A website carries with it the weight of your whole business's reputation, and it has the ability to either make you a lot of money or cost your reputation a lot. So it's something that you have to have trust in that individual that's selling it to you. The same is true for other services. It's slightly different for like SEO or pay-per-click or the other services that exist. There's slight, deviations from that and differences, but ultimately a consultant is somebody that garners respect and understanding and garners the trust of their customer, of their client, right? Because they earn it, and they earn it through competence and intelligence and everything else when it comes to explaining things to clients and walking them through processes and procedures. You have to realize that everybody is going to buy a website. Who they buy from and how they buy and what they buy really depends upon a whole bunch of factors about them and about you. It's not just about the solution, it's about the relationship and the chemistry they feel with whoever approaches them. A lot of people make huge mistakes when it comes to buying sites or buying digital services. They want to shop on their own and they wind up with do-it-yourself solutions that don't work or they never use. They wind up going with low-cost developers that have no warranty or no guarantee at all. And they wind up in all kinds of quagmires and messes. What I like to do in the sales process is remind them of this, because a lot of times people forget and they make the same mistakes over and over again. You know, you'll have people that 5 years ago went with a solo developer that they found on Craigslist, had a horrible experience, and then they're going right back down that same path, you know, very slightly modified by maybe they find a developer through a Google search. They're not working with the right people. Consultative selling is bringing them back to that and reminding them that, hey, you know, I might not have the lowest price in the world, and, you know, but if you're shopping for price for something like this, you're crazy. That's like shopping for price when you're looking for a vaccine or you're looking for a doctor. You want the cheapest doctor. It's a guy in an alley with a trunk full of magic potions and a switchblade. He'll do your surgery in 5 seconds. You may or may not live, but hey, he's cheap. You know, remind people of this, that this is not a time to be budget shopping, right? When you're buying services like SEO, you can go with the cheapest SEO provider in the world. You'll get no benefit. You might as well take the money, roll it up, roll some funny stuff up in it and smoke it, because that's the only way you're going to enjoy it. Your money is gone. It is burnt. Remind people of that. Remind people that this is not, you're talking about something technical. You're talking about something where price shopping really has no bearing upon anything, because you're buying something that is going to generate you money. This is supposed to be an investment. All digital services are. Websites are an investment. SEO is an investment. Pay-per-click's an investment. All marketing services that are digital. Local business listings. Social media. This is all an investment to generate more money than was invested. And you're way better off saving your money, not getting anything at all, than you are buying something cheap and dangerous, right? It's like you're better off getting no vaccine at all than getting a vaccine that makes you sick. It's the same thing with a website, same thing with a lot of these services. The more that you think in terms of being a consultant, the more this sort of clicks and makes sense to you, the more you understand. It's not an optional purchase for people. It's not an optional purchase for your customers. So they're going to buy from somebody. If they're going to buy from you, it's going to be about trust. And, we talk a lot about on this channel about selling people and closing techniques, and that stuff's very important. But ultimately, people will close themselves if they trust you and if they want what you're selling. If you're selling a quality service, you're presenting it properly or competently to people. It's not about arm twisting. Ultimately, closing this kind of business is about getting in front of as many people as possible with an honest, square message, and getting out there and making the sales happen through, presentations. It's a numbers game. All sales is a numbers game. This type of sales is very much so a numbers game because it's consultative. And if your numbers add up, if you're making sales, you're going to start to get referrals. I don't care what you're selling. If you do a good job with your clients, other clients will come from good clients. It's just that simple. I've had people approach me tons of times in my career looking for sites to have built, looking to have development work done, just because I did a good job with the clients that I had. It's really a matter of doing just that, of getting in touch with people and explaining to them what it is you're doing, and, walking them through how you can solve problems that usually they already know that they have. Anyhow, that's going to conclude this presentation. If you like this video, make sure to like the vid, subscribe to the channel for more, and leave your comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.